Crystal Dynamics is a complete mess. They've gone through two massive layoffs in the past 6 months or so, and still filled to the brim with wokey lunatics that are saying some of the most unhinged things that you can say, especially when it comes to the Charlie Kirk assassination. We have this wokey, Tom Abernathy. I said, Crystal Dynamics lead designer and narrative called a moment of silence for Charlie Kirk gross. F this guy and F Crystal Dynamics for employing this kind of scum. He made it through 2 rounds of massive layoffs at the company. Previously, Bungie too. I know you're all shocked with that one. We have a long way to go to clean these companies and take out the trash. Thanks to Yorch Torch for the heads up. Shout out to Yorch for this. And this is the screenshot. This is honestly gross. Screenshotting the New York Yankees, which, to be honest, being a Red Sox fan, I would typically get behind that because, Yankees suck and all that. But this, you got to put that beside everything with the Charlie Kirk thing going on and realize, being human comes before that stuff. Before tonight's game, we held a moment of silence in memoriam for Charlie Kirk. Kirk founded the youth activist group Turning Point USA and had become a fixture on college campuses. Charlie Kirk, a husband and father of 2. This is honestly gross, the dude says. This guy, this piece of shit. Narrative director, USC Crystal Dynamics, Seattle, Washington. Once again, Seattle. I know you're all totally shocked with the bubble that is Seattle. The hell do they put in the water in the Pacific Northwest? Holy shit. Lead game designer for Crystal Dynamics, senior narrative lead, Bungie, and then ArenaNet studio narrative director. Once again, we find ourselves in a situation where this guy just gets passed around to different studio, typically failing upwards to the point of feeling comfortable enough to say horrible shit about someone that was assassinated with a family. Piece of shit. Like, seriously. Fuck this guy. This stuff really pisses me off. Your source says the entire gaming community suffers when activists prioritize their political views over gameplay, fun, and entertainment. I said, we're finally getting to the tipping point. And it doesn't end there, though. There's other posts that this guy has said. And they're pretty bad, guys. That's the top one. This is the one we already went over. We also have Fair responding to, before I decide whether I feel bad for Charlie Kirk getting shot in the neck, I need to see what he tweeted when Paul Pelosi was assaulted. There's this one. Today, news broke that Charlie Kirk was shot while speaking at Utah Valley University. Let me be blunt. I will not pretend to feel sorry for Charlie Kirk. And he said, and then the bottom one here, let me move myself up. Charlie Kirk doesn't have to wonder if black pilots are qualified anymore. And Tom says, silver lining. These people. I don't even know where to even go from here. We also have other people at Crystal Dynamics that are wokey. You thought it was just Tom, but no. There's another one. We got Ashley Peody, because they always bubble up and find their groups. Creative strategist who wishes life were a musical. All opinions my own. No, they aren't. Senior brand manager for the Tomb Raider franchise. Go Ducks. Guys, I think the more we dive into the people working at Crystal Dynamics, the more we realize the reality of why Tomb Raider sucks, why Lara Croft had her tits chopped off, why they made her look like a dude. All the people working there are fucking ideologists that are pushing their own propaganda every single time. And this is responding to Myra, said Charlie Kirk said that gun deaths, unfortunately, worth it to keep the Second Amendment. Ashley Peabody says, wonder how he feels now. She also retweeted, I don't support what happened to Charlie Kirk. Charlie Kirk supported what happened to Charlie Kirk. The Trumpflation, she retweets, can we skip to when he shoots himself in the bunker? It's also tiring. I will say we have other ones as well. Crystal Dynamics was formerly a subsidiary of Square Enix. It's now owned by the Embracer Group. The Embracer Group is going through complete hell right now, falling apart. It has been. Eventually, it's kind of like a weird, like spiraling down until it just sells off all its pieces and disintegrates into nothing after the Saudi deal of $1 billion, I believe it was, fell through. They lost pretty much everything. All the people working there seem to be extreme wokies. And it brings me over to where it spun off of, which was Square Enix. And we have a situation with this Kate Cwynar, head of English localization. This comes to us from Grums. Blue Sky has been cracking down on hateful posts about Charlie Kirk, and wokies are mad that they can't celebrate his death. This thread complaining about it was reposted by Kate Cwynar, head of English localization of Square Enix. You could argue Square Enix was the parent company of Crystal Dynamics not too long ago. And this is Blue Sky Moderation is suspending people for posting Kirk's own words, which tells you everything you need to know. And we have this stuff here from Kate. I mean, I don't know. I do think we should be planning a mass exodus of this site. Earlier on, you could kind of give the benefit of the doubt in some cases due to moderation being inherently challenging, but they've made it pretty clear they're intentionally aligning with the boot at this point. If anyone has a cool Mastodon instance or something, let me know. Ultimately, I knew before even migrating here that the real answer is we're all going to have to break off and start our own communities. These people, they have to have their acceptance bubbles, and they have to be reassured that what they think is the right thing. They are a cult, and they have to constantly reassure each other that they are in this cult and they are bowing to each other with it. It's fucking weird. But obviously, that's not a significant amount of work. And there's this one too, which this is in the Roach Ranch community. So shout out to Asmongold. It's not just Kate Cwynar. Square Enix board member Tracy Fullerton amplifies radical left-wing publications like Occupy Democrats on social media, as well as gender ideology extremism within the company's landscape. And yes, this is this creature here. I know you're all shocked. Every time you get a look at them, you know exactly what you're dealing with. Birth date, June 21st, 1965. And it looks like it's Pat from Saturday Night Live. And video game designer, Square Enix board member. This is Tracy Fullerton posting. The entire right wing is going to absolutely lose their mind over the assassination of Charlie Kirk. But just remember how none of them gave a damn about Melissa Hortman, a Democratic lawmaker in Minnesota, being assassinated just a couple months ago. That's tragic. What the fuck are you talking about? I didn't see anyone celebrating that shit anywhere. Could you point me to those posts, please? Like, talk about like false equivalency. These aren't even the same situation. Trump basically ignored it. So wait, so now they're magnifying it to just Trump. It starts out with the entire right wing and then end it with Trump basically ignored it, meaning he didn't ignore it. He acknowledged it, but it wasn't enough of an acknowledgement for them. So it's basically ignoring it. I mean, splitting hairs here. Gaslighting 101. Occupy Democrats is an American left-wing media outlet built around a Facebook page and corresponding website. It publishes hyper-partisan content, clickbait, and false information. In 2017, posts originating from the Occupy Democrats Facebook page were amongst the most widely shared political content on Facebook. Well, that explains why these lunatics are continuing to believe the wrong thing. This is occupied Democrats. Former President Jimmy Carter built homes for the poor after his presidency until he was 95. Podcaster, activist Charlie Kirk made millions by insulting minorities and dividing people. Pick your Christian values. Oh my goodness. Talk about describing a movie badly. Holy shit. I mean, you could say Jimmy Carter made a lifetime earning with what he did too, depending on the perspective of what you say. The ridiculous absurdity, the lengths that these people go to with the things they say, it blows my mind. This is the messaging Fullerton chooses to promote on their social media, likening Republicans to fascists and Charlie Kirk's assassination to that of a member of the Nazi Party in Germany, as well as promoting hoaxes regarding the far left ideology of the shooter. Worth a read when tragedy becomes theater. What we've always known, but what's now being said, is that a lot of people view racism, homophobia, and misogyny as a normal and valid political stance. You're not allowed to have the wrong opinion, guys. You got to make sure you think the right thing or you'll get fucking shot. Fullerton is also responsible for the introduction of politically loaded discourse in the games published by Square Enix, even authoring a paper about some subversive inclusionary approach that integrates feminine conceptions of space into the gaming landscape. Yikes, bro. I'm not going to read all this, but feel free to pause it and take a dive into whatever that god-awful thing is. And here's their Facebook. Yet more violent and deeply divisive rhetoric. Jack White says it all. The White House melts down and attacks music legend Jack White after he insults Donald Trump's disgusting and vulgar redecoration of the White House. This should never be someone making a video game. Never. You want to start an indie company, make your own shit show and sell it to your 3 people that are your best buddies? If it's even that, have at it. Co-opting Square Enix, one of the pillars of the game industry, it should piss everyone off that these are the people that have taken over. It's so infuriating. I don't even have words for it. And again, like I said, it's not just her. It's the entire video game industry. This video is just talking about how, stemming from Square Enix, Crystal Dynamics, an offshoot of it, part of the Embracer Group now, all of these people, part of these companies, you wonder why they're all failing right now. It really shouldn't be that much of a surprise. And the fix is so easy. And they keep refusing to fix it because the nepotism is running rampant. The people at the top of these companies are all these fucking people. She's a board member at Square Enix. These are the people making the hiring decisions there. What do you think they're going to do? It makes you wonder if it's even recoverable at this point. And it's sad because Square Enix was, at least for me, one of my favorite game companies in my entire life. Secret of Mana, Chrono Trigger, Final Fantasy, obviously. Like, incredible experiences. And is calling it a shell of itself now would be giving it credit. It's really sad what it's become. But yeah, I'll leave that one there.